Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Santa Barbara CalSOAP Virtual College Fair. Thank you all for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A or question and answer button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for more. I do know that there is one in May, so be sure to be on the lookout for that one. This presentation is being recorded and will be available on our website at strivescan.com/CALSOAP. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and I would now like to turn it over to our presenters. And first up tonight, we have Soka, University of America. So whenever you're ready, Jimmy, feel free to take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Good evening, everyone in Santa Barbara County. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Jimmy King. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions here at Soka University of America. And so I'm going to start sharing my screen first. So just to let everyone know, Soka University, we are a mission-driven university, and our mission is to foster a steady stream of global citizens committed to living a contributive life. We are a private four-year liberal arts university. We're located in Aliso Viejo, California. So from Santa Barbara County, or Santa Barbara, it's probably like a 3-hour drive. We're probably the smallest school here on this panel. 450 students total. A couple of things that are unique about Soka, about 40% of our students actually are international from over 40 different countries. We are a 100% residential campus, so you're guaranteed housing all 4 years. The most you'll ever have is one roommate. And we do have a Bachelor of Art in liberal arts with 5 different concentrations. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Again, a little bit on the smaller side, so 71 student faculty ratio, and our average classroom size is 12 to 14 students. As far as our athletics, we are part of the NAIA, and we do offer a tremendous amount of merit-based and need-based financial aid. As I mentioned about our Bachelor of Liberal Arts degree, with our general education, we also have a mandatory study abroad. So actually 100% of our students are guaranteed the opportunity to study abroad for one full semester during their junior year. They do have to study a foreign language. The only time that they won't do study abroad is if there's like special circumstance like COVID. So actually like this year's class, they weren't able to do their study abroad during their junior year. They're gonna have to do it during their senior year. As I mentioned, so we have 5 concentrations. So within those concentrations, there's a lot of different topics you can focus on. So environmental studies, humanities, life sciences, international studies, and social and behavioral sciences. The great thing is that you actually don't have to determine which concentration you're going to focus on until your junior year. So that actually gives you the ability to take courses in different concentrations. However, as I mentioned, before your junior year, you actually have to declare which concentration you're going to focus on. As far as accomplishments, our students have gone to some of the top grad schools after they've graduated. They've also gone to some great industries such as medicine, law, business, education, working for nonprofits. Also, we have an accelerated master's program agreement with the Claremont Graduate School. And instead of doing 2 years of master's work, you only have to do 1. So you basically would apply during your junior year. And if you get admitted, they'll accept your senior transcripts, and then you have to do 1 year after that. So you can get either MBA, Master's in International Studies, or Master's in Education. Even though we have 450 students, there's a lot of things for us to do on and off campus. We have like a B2B, bridges to business program for students to learn about entrepreneurship. We're very close to the ocean, like Laguna Beach, Dana Point area. It's about a 15-20 minute drive. Also, there's a lot of campus clubs ranging from community-based service clubs, cultural clubs, affinity groups, literary magazine. We also have intramural sports for students that don't want to participate on a regular sports team, but still want to participate, on campus. Student government, so many opportunities for students to get involved on campus life. As I mentioned, we are part of the NAIA, so we do offer some athletic scholarship, but it won't be a full ride like a Division I school. So we have women's and men's soccer, track and field, cross country, women's golf, and swim. As far as the admissions process, so we are part of the Common App. Our early action deadline is November 1st. Regular decision is January 15th. Application fee is about $30. We do accept fee waivers. And so basically, we need your high school transcripts. If you are an international student studying in the United States and you've been here less than 2 years, we do require English proficiency test, and then 2 letters of recommendation, 2 essays, and we are test optional for fall 2022. Total cost of attendance is about $45,000 a year. So the tuition is about $32,000, room and board is about $13,000. We do offer a really great program called the Soka Opportunity Grant. If families are making $60,000 under combined income, we will actually cover 100% of the tuition portion. The room and board rate still apply, but we'll cover 100% of the tuition. If your family makes more, we just adjust it. So it kind of goes up in tiers. And then we do offer merit scholarships all the way up to full ride. As I mentioned, athletic scholarships. And also we do offer, Soka loans in addition to accepting, any kind of federal loans or things like that. So this is our admissions team, myself. I actually cover the Santa Barbara County area. So you would contact me at jking@soka.edu. If you are an international student, you can either contact Margaret or Astrid at oiss@soka.edu. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Awesome. Thank you, Jimmy. That was great. We are going to be moving right along to San Francisco State University. So whenever you're ready.
Hello, thank you. My name is Mayra Escobar, and I am the Associate Director for Undergraduate Recruitment with San Francisco State. And I will be giving you a presentation today about the campus. And while I share my screen, I will let Urania introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Urania Lopez, and I'm the Assistant Director for Admissions and Enrollment. Happy to be here, and we have a lot to share. So,
thank you, Urania. So we will start very quickly, just making sure that everyone can see my screen, the right screen, I hope. Thank you. So let's talk a little bit about San Francisco State. We are located in one of the most vibrant and diverse cities in the world, San Francisco. We are just a few minutes away from downtown San Francisco, as well as about 1.5 miles away from the Pacific Ocean, which is really, really cool. We are very close to a lot of different areas like the Silicon Valley, and of course, all of the excitement that happens within the city. But it's not just the city. San Francisco State has a very vibrant student life. We offer over 200 student organizations where you can get involved and really find your community, find your niche, find your home away from home. Some of these organizations are specific to your interest or academics, or maybe you just want to venture out and try something new. So there are a lot of those opportunities available for you. We also offer about 13 sports clubs. We actually have a lot of different sports that are rated NCAA Division II for women and men. But if you are not feeling like you want to be very competitive, you just want to have fun and go with the flow, you can join one of our sport clubs or intramural sports. We also offer over 29 Greek organizations that you can actually join. In addition to that, we have a lot of different campus and student resources available to you and designed to support you and ensure that you are getting everything that you need to get you through to graduation. Some of these support services are academic, others are, specific to other needs that you may have. One of the ones that I want to highlight is our Dream Resource Center, which is available to provide students who identify themselves or are known as a B540 or undocumented. They provide support services to ensure that they are not falling behind, as well as our EOPP, or our Educational Opportunity and Pathways programs, which has a lot of different other services available to assist the students with tutoring, academic, social. If you participate in the hub, you will be able to just get so much out of that. Our career services and leadership development is there to also support you professionally and prepare you for what is coming after graduation. They can provide you with internships, with professional advice, with building your resume, and so forth and so forth. So there are a lot of different academic services and support services available to students. San Francisco State is divided into 6 full colleges. These are the colleges that house all of our majors. We do offer over 70 individual majors, but every single one of our majors is unique in the sense that they have different concentrations that you can select from. Not only can you select from the concentrations, but you can choose to double major or select minors to really enhance that experience and make your degree unique. So when you are looking at all of those opportunities, you will have over 100 academic opportunities to prepare. So how do you prepare for admissions? As a first-time freshman, as any other university, we will be looking at the A through G subject area requirements. Our minimum GPA is at 2.5 or higher, or 3.0 for non-California residents. That doesn't necessarily mean that if your GPA is below the 2.5, you will not get admitted. We are actually looking at a minimum of 2.5 with supplementary information. You will need to graduate from high school, and we are not currently looking at SATs or ACT for admission purposes. We have a lot of different majors. Some of them are popular. Our popular majors doesn't necessarily mean that they are impacted. If you are going into any of the impacted majors, that only means that additional information needs to be provided to determine eligibility into those majors. We also offer 2 transfer paths. One is admission as a lower division transfer, and the other one is admission as an upper division transfer. And we can give you any of that information in terms of what it takes to be admitted as a transfer student. Financial aid, we offer financial assistance in the terms of grant, scholarships, work study, and loans. A lot of this is accessible through the FAFSA or DREAM Act application. And of course, we do offer over 700 additional scholarships that are private or institutional to help subsidize that income. We offer housing on a first come, first served basis. So we encourage students to please submit the housing application as soon as possible, as soon as they know that they will be attending San Francisco State. Lastly, I want to give you with a few important dates and deadlines if you want to go ahead and take a screenshot, and we will revisit all of that information during the Q&A. Thank you. There is our contact information, and thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was great. We are going to be moving right along to Humboldt State University.
Hi, great. Thank you, Kelsey. So I'm going to go ahead, and in the chat box, you're going to see all sorts of information. There's a link that you can click on in order for me to get to know you better and know what your major and interests are, as well as my direct contact information, and that is my cell. So that way you can also text on that number as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll get started. So if you do have questions, feel free. You can always follow up with me in the information provided in the chat box. But my name is Jennifer. I am a first-generation college student and former foster youth. I am a product of the CSU system. And so we'll go ahead and jump right in. So once again, welcome. We are the most Northern Pacific university in the state of California. We're about 100 miles south of Oregon. We have everything that you could possibly think of in regards to location. We are next to a big city located in a small town, as well as we are right on the beach and surrounded by 2,200 acres of redwood forest. We're about a 30 to 40 minute drive to the snow, as well as many other locations. We're right off the 101. So we're considered a small size campus. We have 6,700 undergraduate students, and then all the rest make up our graduate level. We also accept post-baccalaureates, and we are in our first cohort year of our RN to BSN program. So all of our majors are thrown into 3 academic colleges. The first one's going to be the College of Professional Studies. This includes business, entrepreneurship, accounting, and finance. This also includes child development and those that want to go into liberal studies, working with students of all ages K through 12. We also have traditional majors like economics, mathematics, political science, as well as pre-law. Kinesiology, we have both the bachelor's and the master's. Both are non-impacted at our school. And for psychology, for those that want to go into research, therapy, or counseling, we also have both the bachelor's and the master's available for students, both non-impacted. Our second college that we have is College of Natural Resources and Sciences. These are the folks that like to get their hands dirty. So that includes wildlife, wildland resources. Our agriculture is called rangeland resources. We have oceanography, microbiology, marine biology, and zoology, different forms of forestry, ecology, environmental resource engineering, as well as traditional sciences like chemistry, physics, biology, pre-med, pre-pharmacy, geology, as well as geography, as well as a whole variety of different concentrations, including wildlife conservation and ecology. Our third college is the one that's most creative. It's the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. So traditional theater arts and drama, anthropology, archaeology, film, as well as traditional styles of art, including drawing, painting, and ceramics, dance, metalworking, woodworking, and leatherworking. We have English, communications, mass communication journalism, and creative writing. Geography, and of course, recreation administration for those that want to live their lives outdoors. We have music education, as well as music for instrumental, and we have our own marching squad called the Marching Jacks. So all around our school, this is exactly what you would see when you walk outside of the buildings. We've got lots of different pathways in the Arcata Community Forest, which is right outside our dormitories. We have a variety of different dormitories available. Students can choose if they want to live on campus or off campus. We also have our own campus apartments. And we also do have an off-campus housing coordinator for those that are still trying to decide what they'd like to do. And we also do allow emotional support animals on our campus. It only requires that they're updated with their shots, that they fit in the dorm room, and that you have filled out the paperwork prior. So different types of admissions. We accept post-baccalaureates, which means if you have finished a bachelor's degree and want to come back for some more, you can. First-time freshmen, so if you're going to graduate from high school and you want to come to us, I usually like to say C's get degrees, D means do it over, but there are always exceptions to every single rule. So definitely reach out so we can talk about maybe a situation that you have and what we can do to help mediate that and help get you in. Also, we accept both lower division transfers and upper division transfers. So if you decide that you are eligible as a first-time freshman, but you want to spend a year at the community college, you can actually do that. Just make sure you take your English and your mathematics, and then that way you can have less than 60 units and transfer to us. Or you can come to us as an upper division transfer and decide that you want to complete everything there. The only impacted major that we have currently right now is going to be our wildlife major. This is how you can stay connected. You can definitely take a picture of this with your phone or do a screenshot. Many of our social media is run solely by students. And so you definitely get more of that student perspective, but feel free to sit back and relax. I do have a short video for you. Fantastic. So last key points that I have for you is that we are in the works that our name might be changing. We have been in the works with the CSU Chancellor's Office with Dr. Joseph Castro that we may end up becoming the third polytechnical school in the state of California to help support our polytechnical hands-on schools. 50% of all of our classes are actually outside the classroom. 67% of our students actually do a dual major because we have small classroom sizes and students don't have to compete for classes. And lastly, it's what I like to call California's best kept secret. So if you are also looking for something that has been open during this time of the pandemic and you're looking for a school that is going to be cleared for face-to-face, we've got your back. And we are still accepting late applications if you are interested in squeezing in for fall of 21. So thank you so much for your time. Feel free to follow up with me in the chat box.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was great. Next up, we have California Lutheran University.
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Diana Hernandez. I am an admission counselor here at the Office of Undergraduate Admission at California Lutheran University. And it is an absolute pleasure to be with you all today. Thank you for choosing this session to learn a little bit about all of our institutions. It's always great to have you all with us. So again, we are California Lutheran University. We are located in Thousand Oaks, California, right between Santa Barbara and Los Angeles. So really an amazing location to be able to get internships that we'll definitely chat about, but still be able to experience a lot of the different amazing opportunities that both of these big cities offer while still being able to really focus on your studies when you're here as well. So we look a little bit about Cal Lutheran by the numbers. You'll see that we have just over 3,000 undergraduate students with an average class size of 17 and a 15-to-1 faculty to student ratio. I always like to share with students, as a proud Cal Lutheran alum, my professors knew my name. I had a lot of their cell phone numbers. At the end of the year, they would want us to maybe come over and they would cook a dinner for us. And so professors do take an interest in who you are, much more than just some students in my class. They want to take a part and be an active part of your academic journey and definitely mentor you in the career that you are most interested in going into. This is definitely not a place where you maybe want to just go under the radar a little bit. Even if you do the bare minimum in classrooms to participate, our professors will still get to know you by name. And if that is something that you're seeking, then we're definitely a place for you to consider at least. You'll see here a couple different statistics and numbers. So diversity is something that's really important to us as an institution in a lot of different ways. One of those ways is the number of religions represented on our campus. So we are California Lutheran University. There is no hiding we have a religious affiliation, but that's also something we don't want to hide. We are very proud of our interfaith work that we do on our campus. As you can see, we do have 39 different faiths on our campus, and we have faculty, staff, and students of all religious ideations and worldviews, and some that don't have that piece in their life, and that is completely okay. They love Cal Lutheran just the same. This is definitely a place where you can continue to maybe explore your own faith or learn more about others or just explore. We also are proud to be a Hispanic serving institution. And with this designation, we really are able to look at all of our traditionally marginalized students and the students that come from these backgrounds. And so this would be, for example, our Latinx students, Black, Pacific Islander, Indigenous students, women in STEM, LGBTQIA, so on and so forth, right? There's so many different students that we just want to make sure that we have the resources and the support that they need to not only succeed academically, but still be able to see themselves reflected on our campus, represented on our campus, to be able to call Cal Lutheran their home. Experiential learning is something that's really important to us as an institution. So we do have study abroad opportunities, programs that could literally take you around the world. I will share study abroad will probably be the highlight of your college experience or your biggest regret because you didn't do it. I fall into the biggest regret because I didn't do it category. So wherever you end up, make sure you check it out. Different internships with big names such as NBC, Disney, CBS, Amgen, we do have just in our backyard. And so we have the ability to connect you and for you to start networking so that when you're ready to go on and apply to a job full-time or do a graduate program or anything along those lines, you have that strong network there for you. And of course, research in every single one of our majors is something every single one of our students can do as well. Living on campus, we do have some of the nicest residence halls in Southern California, or in California in general, I should say. There is no communal restroom that you go down the hall and share with everyone on your floor, which is great. We do have guaranteed housing and parking for our students, different meal options and meal places for students to enjoy, including Ullman Commons that you'll see pictured down at the bottom right. That is an all-you-care-to-eat buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We also have the Habit, Starbucks, and Jamba Juice as well. Now, in order to apply, we'll require your Common application. We are Common App exclusive. That is the only way to apply for admission. We'll require your official high school transcripts, and we'll also require an academic letter of recommendation. This does need to be from a teacher or a counselor, but other than that, that is all the pieces that are required. Cal Lutheran is test optional, so if you have those test scores and you want to send them our way, we will be more than happy to review those as part of your application. But if you don't have them, please don't feel the pressure to have to go get them or feel like you have to submit them if you don't necessarily want to. We do what's called a holistic review of the application, meaning we will read everything that you submit and not just make an academic decision off one thing. And so if you don't submit those test scores, there's all of these other amazing pieces that we'll be able to hopefully get to know you a little bit better to be able to make an admission decision. Those are just our averages that you see listed on there. We admit higher and we do admit lower. It very much just depends year to year. And then we do have two deadlines. The first is November 1st, early action, and the second is January 1st, regular decision. Now, for either one of these deadlines, you will automatically be considered for academic scholarships that can go up to $25,000. If you do apply by early action November 1st, you will be considered for a presidential scholarship that can go up to full tuition. We also have visual performing arts scholarships that can go up to full tuition as well. We do have our public price promise, where if you're admitted into or at least one of the few select UCs that we have on our website, we will match their average cost of attendance. So this means coming to Cal Lutheran for the cost of a public school. And then you'll see there are what we call our sticker price. One of the most terrifying things I had to do as a first generation college student was apply to a school that I knew my family and I would not be able to afford. And so don't let the sticker price of any school scare you away from applying, because there is a lot of financial aid that will come along, but the first step will be to submit your application. This is the contact information for our office. In the chat, I will also be putting my contact information so that you can reach out, and I will be happy to help along the way. Thank you all for joining again.
Awesome. Thanks, Diana. And then last up tonight, we have the University of Alaska, Anchorage. So whenever you're ready, Tiffany, feel free to take it away.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. I'm really excited to share with you a little bit about the University of Alaska Anchorage. Remember that this is just an introduction and just an invitation to come and learn more about us, because we certainly can't cover everything that's wonderful about us in just 6 minutes, but I will certainly try. So the University of Alaska Anchorage is in Anchorage, Alaska. That is pretty far away from where you all are, but maybe not as far away as you think. It's actually faster to fly to Anchorage than it is to drive across the state of California. We consider ourselves to be in what we call the urban wild. So that means that there's an excellent balance of nature, access to things like the Northern Lights and glaciers, hundreds of miles of trail that are intertwined throughout the city. But at the same time, we have a downtown where you can shop and eat and enjoy all of those things that you've probably come to enjoy living in California. I myself am a California native, and I can tell you that living in Alaska, living in Anchorage, is certainly an experience, and it's worthwhile. On campus at UAA, you would be a part of a thriving community of nearly 12,000 students, which makes us a mid-sized public comprehensive university, but we are the largest in Alaska. You would be in classes with, on average, about 20 students, because we do maintain an excellent student faculty ratio of 1:16. So essentially, that means not those giant lecture halls that you may have heard about, and really access to have hands-on experience with your professors in potentially research, or at least the opportunity to study nature, being in Alaska. And for a lot of those reasons and more, we are ranked #1 return on long-term investment amongst our peer institutions. So certainly balancing quality and affordability is something that's really important to us. As a mid-sized comprehensive. We are able to offer a wide variety of programs. So we're an excellent place for undecided students. We call them exploratory majors, but we do have distinct colleges of business, engineering, health, humanities and sciences, social sciences included, and then community and technical education. So essentially, there's just well-developed infrastructure to help with advising, to really help you find your path. But there are a lot of things that you can choose from. We have degrees in things like professional piloting or hospitality, but we also have the traditional degrees in things like economics or business, accounting that you might be thinking of. So certainly check out our website to learn more about all of our degree offerings, but know that there's probably a place for you at UAA. One thing I really like to highlight for my students from California is that at UAA, you're considered a WUI student, not an out-of-state student. So it's really important that you remember that WUI when you go to look at your tuition. If anyone's considering out of state, that's an important word to know because lots of universities actually participate in WUI and they do it in different ways. But the University of Alaska Anchorage, we consider ourselves to be an open access university. So we try to accept everyone and we apply that mission to WUI. And that means that all of our students coming from California are automatically getting WUI tuition and they don't have to be worried about meeting any kind of standardized test requirement, no GPA requirement. It's not specific to any major. You just know that you're going to get it. And if you look at the comparison here, you can see that to attend the University of Alaska Anchorage can actually be less expensive than staying in state and going to the University of California. And now it's important to keep in mind that this is sticker price. So it definitely is going to depend how your financial aid pans out. But you have the potential to save thousands of dollars by going out of state. And that simply dispels that myth that it's always more expensive to go out of state. So it's important that everybody keeps in mind this WUI at the University of Alaska Anchorage. And then of course, you'll have wonderful opportunities for adventure outside of UAA, should you choose to come. We have excellent opportunities for study abroad, special partnerships with exchange rather than just study abroad, meaning that you're paying the same tuition that you'd be paying at UAA to go to a different university for a semester or two. Kind of streamlines the whole process and really helps with budgeting so you know that you're going to be able to afford it. And so again, this is just an invitation to come in and learn more about us. We have a lot of virtual opportunities and I'll drop some links in the chat for you so you can really dive down into those. But do keep in mind that, as I mentioned, we are an open access university. So the GPA requirement for our high school students is about a 2.5. And students certainly can be accepted on probation or they can be accepted into our associates programs with a lower GPA. But we are a full university, so we have associates all the way up to PhDs. And then our application is rolling, which means that we're still accepting applications for this coming fall, and we will be up until just a few weeks before the quarter starts. So if you want to submit an application, it only takes about 15 minutes. It's really fast because as an open access university, we are really just looking at that you've completed your coursework in high school and graduated and met that GPA requirement, and you should be able to get in no problem. It takes about 15 minutes, and at the moment, it's currently free. So I highly suggest giving it a shot, seeing what's out there, and here's my contact information if you would like to learn more. I appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you all. And thank you to our presenters. I am going to ask our presenters to turn on their cameras and come back on screen as I am going to pose some questions to them that I think you attendees might might probably have been thinking the same thing as well. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. And I'll start with my favorite one. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And feel free to just start from the beginning of how our presenters presented, and we'll just go round robin.
So for Soka University, one thing that I really love about our campus, because we're so much smaller, like only 450 students, the students really develop a close connection. So they actually call them like secret birthday parties, where they actually do like presentation for classmates, like if their birthday falls within the school year. And so they'll do all different types of productions and, you know, little things just to make those students feel special. And that's what I love about Soka. You really get that sense of community while you're there. So.
Yeah, for me, the university is known for social justice, and it's always having events that are based on that diversity and social justice. But I think that one of the most iconic events will be our graduation, which is actually held at a baseball stadium where the Giants play. So if you guys are familiar or are baseball fans, our graduation ceremony is actually held at our park, which is kind of cool.
I would say one of my favorite traditions is at the beginning of your first time on campus as a first-year student, we have a bell. And so as you're walking to your first class, you ding the bell. It's like supposed to be good luck. But then when you graduate, we bring that bell back. And so then you ding the bell again as like a closing of a chapter, and then good luck on that next chapter that you have.
I think we have Urena next, if I pronounce that correctly.
Urania.
There we go.
I'm an alum from San Francisco State, so I have so many different traditions. I think that one is welcoming the first week of the semester. We do welcome days, and there's a lot of activities and fun games, and there's movie nights, outdoor movie nights. So I think that the first week of each academic year, it's what I really enjoy, because you get to do a lot of things and try new things as well.
I will say one exciting, I guess, event or opportunity on campus is that our students can take elective courses in ice climbing and dog sledding, and a lot of students take advantage of that. And you can see the students like in the dog sledding classes like around campus, so that's kind of interesting.
Cool, I love it. And then next, I know this is a question that everyone always has so many different answers to, but it's always a great question to ask. What advice would you give someone going through their college search process? And we'll start again with you, Jimmy.
I hope you can hear me. I think I'm having some connectivity problems with my internet.
You're good for now. So
okay, perfect. I know like a lot of students hear about FIT, but I really believe like FIT is so important. I think like, actually see if you could sit in a class, of course right now COVID, it's really difficult and stuff, but actually try to visit the campus and, not just find out like, what kind of programs they have, but can you see yourself as a student? What kind of support system, can you be part of that community, or will you feel overwhelmed? Like if you're an introverted person, you might want to be anonymous. I don't know, but you got to find out like what kind of support you're going to get. If you deal well with like small classes, definitely check out smaller liberal arts colleges, or, at least schools that have smaller classes. So I think it's really important to do as much research, not just go by the name itself.
Ditto to everything that Jimmy said. But also one of the things that I want students to know is not to get hung up in the title of the degree. A lot of students spend a lot of time just stressing over the title of the degree. Is it competitive to get into? Do they have the academics to get into it? And one of the things I want them to know is that there are a lot of different majors that will prepare them for the same careers. So it's not really the title of the degree, it's the preparation that comes with the degree. So don't get hung up on the title of the major. I'm like, there are a lot of majors, explore the preparation and really kind of work yourself, backwards, right? What is the ultimate goal? And then kind of just, go backwards and try to figure out, okay, what will be the best way to go about it? I usually tell students when they are choosing their degree to look at what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses, what are the subjects that they enjoy the most, because preparation for the degree, for the degrees for the most part is 1 semester, 1 year, right, of preparation into those really tough courses, not necessarily a degree in those top subjects. So just think about it, have fun with it. This is your time to explore and really enjoy where you are. You will only be an undergraduate student once, and guess what? The majority of students will change their major at least once. So don't stress too much about the title, explore, have fun, and succeed.
I will say, I will add to what Jimmy and Mayra said. Also, one of the things that you might want to do is early on have a checklist. Get your college, the colleges that you're interested, and then develop like a checklist category for, you know, when is the deadlines? What are some of the things? Do they have clubs that you're interested? And then you can, because then you're gonna be comparing. And then I totally agree with Jimmy in terms of visiting the campus, because you can feel the vibe, basically. And, you know, statistics are going to be there, and then every college is going to give you different statistics, but it's how you feel and how you navigate, you know, your checklist. I think that that's very important, because if you start looking at universities, I mean, later on, you will be like, so which one is this? Which one is that? If you have a chart, you can just say, oh, this one has this, and, you know, it's always good. I know that it will guide you through, you know, like the process.
And my advice is, I completely agree with all of my colleagues. I think you all gave excellent advice. And then just to add is try to step outside of your comfort zone. Try new things, take the opportunity to, you know, look into something a little bit different, because college is a really great time to try to step outside your comfort zone. It's one of the few times in your life where you're going to have that opportunity too. So.
Awesome. Thank you all for that. I know those answers can be kind of tricky because there's so much advice you can give. But before I leave you all today, I just want to kind of wrap up some things. So first off, thank you guys for joining us, to our attendees and our presenters. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We would really appreciate any feedback you can provide. So please do that for us. Also, this is just one of the mini sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for more. I do know for a fact there is another one just like this in May. So be on the lookout for that. And then of course, after the May sessions, you will be able to find this session's recording as well as other session recordings at strivescan.com/CALSOAP. Thank you all again for joining us, and hopefully we will see you all again soon. See ya.